You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday the 16th of November, and just back with another episode. Should be a bit longer this week. I've had a bit more time. I've done my research. I've done my stats. So proper episode this week. But the only thing is, with another fucking stupid international break, I've only picked one bet, which is an over 2.5s bet, because looking at the games, there wasn't much that I fancied as far as wins. Because it's the international break, then I'll give a rundown on how my outright bets are going, which they're not bad. They're going okay. I'll give a quick recap of last week's bets. So, last week's main bet had Newcastle, who fucking Bournemouth done well. Portsmouth, they conceded last minute, drew. Wrexham won. Tamworth was nil each right up till the 80-odd minute. Then I think it beat 2-0, and then Hamilton won. So not great there. The overs wasn't great either. So Bolton Blackpool was 1-0. Colchester Sutton was 1 each. Swindon was up. They beat them. Stockport, I think, was 4-2. Oldham and Eastleigh was 1 each, and then Chesterfield Barnet was up. So, two of the games that were beat were 1 each, just needed 1 goal. But the Bolton game, I think that was a late goal too. It was in the 70th, 80th minute maybe. So nothing great. The only thing was, look, I should have had a bet up in the morning. I did an early bet. I was paying 137. All the selections were up, and I was waiting on Spurs, and they were obviously winning 1-0. And what I had sort of thought was, actually, shout out to Trojan, one of my followers on Twitter. He had sort of said, if you get over 100 cash out, you should probably take it. And I was considering taking it, and I went, looked. I was sitting watching the game, and when it got to like 89 minutes, I went and checked the cash out, and it was like 105, and I was literally, my finger was hovering over the button, and it was 89 minutes and so many seconds, and I was like, right, the board will be coming up here to show the injury time. If it's 5 or 6 minutes, I'll take it, because that's, long to sweat. And literally, as I was thinking that, the goal scored in like the 90th minute plus 10 seconds or something. So they didn't even get a chance to get the board up. But look, that's my own fault. I should have took that. That would have been a nice start to the weekend. And, after what happened where I didn't get a bet up, it would have been a nice win. But you live and learn. I don't think I'll wait injury time again. In fact, if it had done that bet on Betfair, it would have paid out, because they do that payout thing where if the clock goes to 90 minutes, so 90 minutes and 1 second, you're paid out. And I actually checked Twitter, and they said that on Twitter, Betfair, that they paid out on it. So, not great. Even the bet was terrible. I done that Bournemouth Newcastle game over 2s. I did Monaco. I did Linfield to win plus both to score, and it was 1 each, but they ended up getting beat 2-1. And then the only one was Dagenham, Redbridge, and Solihull overs. That was up. Sunday, look, I'm not going to go into most of the Sunday bets. What I will say is the Premier League bet I did was very close. So I did Villa to win, both to score in the West Ham match. I did Liverpool over 10 corners, which was up. And then I did like a wee mini bet builder for the Brighton game, because there wasn't great prices in that game. I did over 6 corners, over 2 cards, both teams to get a card, and then over 2.5, and it was obviously 1 each. And if that had a touch, I'd have been waiting on City, and I probably would have took the cash out after what happened the day before, when City were winning sort of late on, but obviously they end up drawing. But it didn't matter anyway, because obviously Brighton was 2 o'clock kickoff, so it was already beat. The rest of Sunday's bets weren't great. One thing I will say is a bet that I didn't post that I did get a bit of a a bit of a win from. And I'll have to give some props here to a guy on Twitter called the Card Tipster. His Twitter handle is, or his X handle as you call it now, is at the Card Tipster. I've seen his research and his stuff before, and he's very good. And look, to be fair, I'm not bad at picking players to get booked either. I basically just look at, you know, how many bookings they've had this season, how many bookings they have, in past seasons, and, you know, basically just make a choice. At the end of the day, you know, still a lot of potluck. But he posted bets for all those Prem games, selections for cards, and he posted a lot. Like, he posted maybe 3 or 4 sometimes in each game. So what I did was I went through and just looked at the ones he had picked, using my own sort of system as well, of going, right, well, how many times has this person been booked, and etc., etc. And I made up a quad, and I did a patent for just under, I think it was £9.80, for 4 players to be booked, which was João Palhinha, Christoph Ajer, Sanger from Forest, and Ali Norwood from Sheffield United. Now, there was another game in that. It was Bally or Bole or whatever the fuck you call him for Sheffield United. He was booked, and Ali Watkins wasn't. But of them 4, João Palhinha was booked, Ajer was booked. So I ended up getting like 18 quid back or something. So I mean, I had a quid profit or whatever. But of the other 2, your man Sanger or Sangare, whatever you call him, from Forest, had 5 fouls, and he didn't get booked. You know, so 3 up I think would have got you like 60 or 70 quid, and then all 4 up was getting me well over 100. Ali Norwood as well had 3 fouls, so he had a good chance of being booked. So I think, you know, actually I mate in work, actually a girl who I work with, who's actually big into her football and does her bets and stuff. She had said that to me weeks ago. She does this bet every week on the Premier League on a Saturday and Sunday, of a player to be booked in sort of, not each game, but, you know, at least 4 games to be booked. And she says she's had it up and she's been close a lot of times. So yeah, I think it's a bet that I may do. And also on the Sundays, I think that Premier League bet, on those days when there's Europa League, the weeks there's Europa League on the Thursday, there's always going to be 5 Premier League games, at least, well, depending on what on, might be Monday night, but, you know, that's a good bet to do, because the Premier League, it's, you know, it's a league that everybody knows more. You know more about the players, you know more about this, so there's you know, it's easier sometimes to make selections in it. So I think I'll continue to do that with the Premier League when there's the Europa League bets. So anyway, look, yes, disappointing week, no bets up, a couple of close, you know, well, no profit anyway. But let's get on to the stats. So Premier League, this is for favourites and draws and outsiders. So there's 10 games. All the other leagues had 12, except for the National League South. They had a game postponed, so they only had 11. So it was 81 games in England over the weekend. So Premier League, 5 favourites, 1, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. Championship, 5 favourites, 1, 2 draws, 5 outsiders. Typical for the Championship, that. League 1, 8 favourites, 3 draws, 1 outsider. National League, 7 favourites, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. National League, 4 favourites, 3 draws, 5 outsiders. National League North, 6 favourites, 1 draw, 5 outsiders. And the National League South, 4 favourites, 2 draws, 5 outsiders. So in total that was 39 favourites, 15 draws and 27 outsiders, which was 48% of the favourites won. Then we go into overs on both the score. So Premier League, 7 over, 3 nat, 7 yes and 3 no for both the score. Championship, 8 over, 4 nat, 5 both to score, 7 nat. League 1, 6 and 6, so 6 over, 6 nat, 5 both to score, 7 nat. League 2, 6 over, 6 nat, and 6 both to score, 6 nat. National League, 6 over, 6 nat, 7 both to score, 5 nat. National League North, 5 over, 7 nat, and 6 both to, 5 over, 7 nat, 6 both to score, and 6 nat. National League South, 6 over, 5 nat, and 6 both to score, 5 nat. So for overs, there was 44 games over and 37 weren't, which is 54%. And then both to score, 42 games over, 39 nat, which is just over 50%, 51%. So overs was actually quite decent. The favourites on the thing was, 48 and 51, so not bad either. But no luck for me. Right, I'll move on to the bet. It's an overs bet. Do you know what? It's not even great prices. The bookies are really starting to hammer these overs. You used to get a lot of games even money. Now you're lucky if you get a game fucking 4 to 5. So yeah, it's not great. So the 5 of these together only pays, it's 11 to 1, so it's getting 120 odds back. So I'll just run through the game. So Stockport Colchester, which is 3 to 5, 1.6. Rochdale Aldershot 7 to 10, that's 1.7. Barnet Gateshead 4 to 7, that's 1.57. Holland versus Ireland in Euro qualifiers 7 to 10, that's 1.7. And then Glenavon Loughgall 7 to 10, that's 1.7 as well. And as I say, that's 11 to 1. So look, that's only bet I'm posting. I may do some other bet builders or some other smaller bets. But on these weeks when there's not a lot of games, I'm not doing 2 or 3 bets a day. I'll keep it a bit reserved. So yeah, look, that's the bet. As I say, now I've got a bit of time because I haven't picked 2 bets and I haven't got as much to do. I'll give you a quick run through of my outright bets, which are going quite well. Now, some of these I got 1 or 2 of these for free, based on money that accumulated over the summer. So I'll just run through them. Salford, I have to go top half, finish top half. They're currently 3 points below that. Scunthorpe, I have to win the league. They were 2 points clear, but they did lose in midweek, so that might be wrong. Sorry, I had to pause there. So I was saying Scunthorpe were top, but they did lose on Tuesday night, I think, or did they draw? No, they lost 2-1. So they may be different. That may be that thing, but they're up around the top anyway. Next was Millwall, top half there, 4 points below top half. Did get a new manager, so not too bad. Leverkusen to finish top 4. They're currently top of that league, of German league, and they're, I think, 5 points above 4th. And then Linfield to win the league there, 5 points clear. Next, this one's probably going the worst, and it was only for a fiver, this one. So I've Wolves to get relegated. I think Wolves have surprised everybody, so they're 6 points above relegation. Gary O'Neill coming in has done a great job there, so look, that might shaft that. But the rest of the bet's not going great either. So at Southampton to finish, get, is it top 6 or promotion, whatever, but they're sitting in the playoffs anyway. I have Wickham to finish top 6. They're just 5 points below, and they were going well there for a while, but they've sort of dropped off the last couple of games. And then I have Hamilton to win the league. They're 3 points behind, sitting second. Next one, Middlesbrough to finish top 6. Now, after a really bad start, they went on a run and they were in the playoffs, but they've had a couple of dodgy results recently. So they are 2 points below the playoffs, but still sitting decent. Peterborough to finish top 6. They're sitting in the playoffs, plus 4 points above that. They're 4th. Mansfield top 7. They're 3rd. I think 5 points above the playoffs, or still in the team who's at the bottom of the playoffs type thing. AC Milan to finish top 4. They're currently 3rd, 2 points above. And Galatasaray to win the league. They're joint top, and then Sheffield United to be relegated. They are 19th, and they're 4 points away from being out of the relegation zone. So that one's going, pretty good. Next one was just the top scorers for each team. So I had Eze for Palace. Now, he's been out injured for a while. He's only scored 1 goal, but he's 3 behind Edward, who Eze scored the weekend, but so did Edward. So the thing is, he takes their penalties, and I'm just hoping that he stays injury free, because I do fancy him. Ali Watkins to be Villas, he's 1 goal ahead. Salah, he's 6 goals ahead in Liverpool, and then Rashford, he's been disappointing this season, really disappointing. He's only scored 1 goal, and Bruno's on 3, so he's 2 behind. But United's top scorer is on 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it doesn't not going to take much for him to get back on track there. So yeah, look, that's the outright bets. They're all going well. Two or three of them are going pretty well. So not going to complain. All right, looking ahead to next week before I let this go. There's Tuesday night's a good night for football. There's a League One game. There's 9 National League games, 12 National League North, 11 National League South, and there's 8 EFL Trophy games, and then 7 more European qualifiers. Wednesday there's just basically 1 National League game, and then Thursday there's nothing. So look, we hit these weeks But that's us. Once we get this over us, we're heading into the Christmas period. Plenty of games, plenty of midweek games. So, look, it is what it is. We'll crack on and we'll hope for another month of profit. So, yeah, that's basically it. Just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.